welcome to Tinkercad. The first thing we want to do is rename our file. So head on up to the top left-hand corner where you see something ridiculous, like Fabulous Lappy Trug, and rename your file Lunar Cruise Ship. Alright, now it's time to actually get building. So this space in the center is called the work plane. That's where you're going to be building your lunar cruise ship. You've got your shape library on the right hand side and navigation tools on the left. Okay, so first thing we want to do is head on over to the shape library and grab this orange guy that's a cylinder and click and drag it right into the center of your work plane. Alright, cool. That looks pretty good. Now let's learn a little bit about navigation because that's going to be super important. So see this little cube in the top left-hand corner? Click and drag on the cube and watch how I can get different views of my 3D model. Okay, and to go back to just like the basic view, go ahead and click the home button. Alright, so now it is time to make this center part of your rocket a lot taller. To do that, we are going to go ahead and click on this little handle on the top of the cylinder, this little white box, and click and drag it. And you can see as I drag it, the number to the right changes, and we want to drag this until we get to 60 or 70, let's do 70, that looks pretty good, 70 millimeters tall. And if we go ahead and use our little cube friend here to do some navigation, we can see that looks pretty good. Alright, awesome. Now it's time to actually add the pilot or section or nose cone onto the top of the rocket. And we're going to use a shape over here called a paraboloid. Click it and drag it. And we're on top of your cylinder. It doesn't need to be perfect. We'll fix that later. You can see that it's now added it on top of the cylinder like we want. Okay, so we want to center this paraboloid and the cylinder so that they are kind of one nice shape. To do that, what we're going to do is highlight both of them. That means we've already got one selected. You're going to hold down the Shift key on your keyboard and select the other one. Now you can see both are highlighted in blue. And if you want to zoom in, you can use these plus and minus buttons here just to get a better view. But once again, yep, they're both selected. Looks good. Okay, now we're going to use an align tool to make sure they're centered. To do that, click this little align tool up here in the toolbar, and you get all these lines and dots. What we want to do is use the dots that are in the center of the two shapes. So I want to align them this way. That looks good. But I also want to align them this way. Now it looked like it already was, but let's double check. Select them again. There we go. Align tool, and it's grayed out, which means it is already aligned. Alright, and if we use our navigation cube again, we can see, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit, we can see that that looks pretty good. Alright, so now we've got our nose cone and our body of our rocket, and we are ready to move on to the next step. Thanks for watching.